I think that the rest of the AFC, even though they could make it interesting, the team best suited to go up against them from a disciplined and focused perspective are the Kansas City Chiefs. But you're not going to get me to pick Alex Smith over Tom Brady, especially if they got to go to Foxborough to play. The only shot Kansas City has is if they somehow, some way, maneuver themselves in position to get the top seed, and the road to the Super Bowl has to come through Arrowhead Stadium. If Tom Brady has to go to Arrowhead, that would be an entirely different challenge than Kansas City going to Foxborough. If Kansas City goes to Foxborough, as far as I'm concerned, they have no shot.
What
it
if
would
the
be a miracle.
Steelers got hot?
If the Steelers got hot, yeah, but again, that secondary up against Tom Brady, I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like it. Oakland, their defense, their secondary up against Tom Brady, I don't like it. Even though Khalil Mack getting to Tom Brady with Bruce Irvin and those boys, they can make it a bit interesting, but I'm not sold on them, particularly after I watched them perform against the Kansas City Chiefs this last week. And then, of course, don't get me started with anybody from the AFC South. I won't even consider it. And so when you look at it from that perspective, that's how we get to that conclusion. To me, the team with the best shot based on experience, based on not shrinking in the moment, would be the Steelers. The team best in terms of focus, preparation, discipline, and not beating themselves would be Kansas City. But Pittsburgh's secondary and Alex Smith in Kansas City, to me, eradicate the possibilities of those two teams, which is why I don't think there's really any sense in thinking that somebody's going to knock off New England unless New England loses the #1 seed and they have to go on the road. If they have to go through, if they get to stay in Foxborough, they're going back to the Super Bowl.
Max?
I picked New England to get back to the Super Bowl this year and face Seattle, who I thought would win the Super Bowl, and I'm still not moved off that prediction, although Seattle's struggling. So that means I think the Patriots are still likely to come out of the AFC, but that's different than saying no one else has a shot. They're favorites, but they shouldn't be prohibitive favorites. If you look at Kansas City, if you look at Oakland, and the puncher's chance that Derek Carr gives that offense late in games. Look at last night's game. On the road, the Ravens had a chance in the fourth quarter, and if not for one inexplicably sluggish series, right, of downs where they just it was just slow moving and one blown coverage, maybe they win on the road against the Patriots. Now, it's a lot of ifs, I understand that, but they were very much in that game in the fourth quarter, and I don't look at Baltimore as world beaters. So, yes, the Patriots should be favored to come out of the AFC, as I predicted they would before the season started, but based on what I'm seeing right now and based on the quality of the other teams and the specific attributes of the other teams, Stephen A., you mentioned Arrowhead, how difficult the Chiefs are there. But again, the Raiders, even though I think it's a year too early, I think next year they might be Super Bowl favorites, depending on what they do to their defense in the offseason. But even right now, we have consistently seen the Raiders win games that they were really no better than the other team. Well, but they have a special quarterback and an elite receiving core, and late in games it makes them extremely dangerous.
A couple of things worth pointing out, Max. Number one, did you watch Brady yell at, I think it was Edelman last night when he ran the wrong route and what have you? I mean, this is accountability. This is leadership. This is what you would have liked to have seen from Dak when it came to Dez running those routes that he was running the other day. Let me be clear. The other point that I wanted to point out about Brady is this. Look, against an Eli Manning and against a Ray Lewis, I think Eli Manning's like a 1-6 or 1-7 in the postseason against those guys. Here's my issue. Where's that Ray Lewis? I understand that Eli Manning might be there, Big Ben, Derek Carr, for example, but where's that Ray Lewis to contend with? You know, I mean, I respect the hell out of Kansas City's defense, no doubt. Eric Berry Peters and the crew with Justin Houston, Tom Ali, and those boys. But at the same time, they ain't what Ray Lewis was. They damn sure don't have that on Oakland outside of Khalil Mack. Now, you can sit up there and say Khalil Mack in terms of, you know, what he brings to the table as it pertains to getting to the quarterback. But when I think about Ray Lewis, Max, I'm thinking about the ultimate leader on the football field, the dude capable of galvanizing the troops. When I think about a Khalil Mack, I think about a poorer version of a Lawrence Taylor in terms of a guy that's so incredible. He goes out there and he performs individually. When I think about Ray Lewis, I think about the individual that galvanizes the troops and elevates everybody's game around him to bring out that massive performance and effort from them. I don't see anyone in the AFC that's capable of doing that on the defensive side of the ball. And as a result, How you going to neutralize Tom Brady?
Well,
You can't win without neutralizing Tom Brady against the Patriots.
I like the Ray Lewis point. Ray Lewis is, one of the greatest players ever, and you want to neutralize one of the greatest players ever, Tom Brady, on the other side. Maybe it's good to have one of the greatest players ever on defense on your side, particularly when that player is a leader of the defense the way Tom Brady is a leader of the offense. I'll point out, though, that against John Elway and the Broncos, since you brought up Lawrence Taylor, who was not the same kind of leader that Ray Lewis was,
right?
They still beat the Broncos, and LT was the best, player in football that year.
Listen, wait a minute now. There was the Harry Carsons of the world, callbacks and others on the squad with them now.
No doubt about it. I'm talking about the impact that a special player can have on defense. And I look at Oakland. Is Oakland going to struggle defensively if they have to play the Patriots? Of course. The Patriots know how to play offense, and Oakland's not very good defensively, although they're getting better. But is it possible that they have like a Weapon X? Sorry, Dawkins, on that. But they have a Weapon X on their side that can make some big plays when it matters most? Yeah, they do. They have maybe the most talented defender in the league in Khalil Mack.
Okay.
All I got to say is it must be nice to be a Boston sports fan. Unbelievable, that city.
They're doing it up a little bit. I'm very concerned as a New Yorker.
Still get no credit
Red Sox, the Red Sox, now the damn Patriots,
Yeah. You know who else isn't feeling it right now? L.A. The blowout on Sunday may have sealed Jeff Fisher's fate when they played like a middle school offense.
Man, you gotta play. I don't care if we out the playoffs or not. I don't care. Just come up, show up, play. That's why we play this game. Show up, play. Oh, man, it look like a middle school offense out there.
Not even high school, middle school. Also ahead, does Charles Barkley owe Michael Jordan an apology? Kenny Smith thinks so, but to Stephen A. and Max, we get into it.